Harvest of shame. Many Americans are lucky to have ample supplies of fruits and vegetables in their supermarkets 12 months a year. And who picks all this food? More than 1 million women, children, and men do. They travel the United States picking asparagus and strawberries in Washington State, citrus fruits in Florida, apples in New York State, and many kinds of vegetables in California. These laborers are called migrant farm workers because they move from place to place wherever crops need picking. Most would prefer permanent full-time employment, but it is not often available to them. The workday is strenuous. Pickers bend and stoop, often under a blazing hot sun, and the day is long, from 7 in the morning until 7 at night. Their only respite may be a 20-minute lunch break. It is considered menial work. Wages are low. The laborers are paid only when they pick. If it rains, or if they are too sick to work, they get nothing. What's more, they cannot get adequate medical treatment when they are ill or injured. The children suffer because their education is disrupted as they move from school to school. In fact, only 1 student in 10 graduates from high school. The young people often drop out of school altogether to toil in the fields alongside their parents. It is there that they may be exposed to chemical pesticides sprayed on crops. One California study showed cancer among migrant workers' children at 12 times the normal rate. In the 1960s, laborers in California began to agitate for better working conditions. The growers were indifferent to their demands. So the migrant workers, under the leadership of 2 Mexican Americans, Cesar Chavez and Dolores Fernandez Huerta, formed a labor union called the United Farm Workers of America. When growers tried to ignore the union, it called strikes and organized boycotts of California lettuce and grapes. It took years of struggle, many organized marches, and sometimes violent clashes, but in the end, most of the growers capitulated. In 1966, they recognized the union's right to represent workers. Despite the union's efforts, conditions have improved only slightly since the 1960s. One notable accomplishment has been the creation of the East Coast Migrant Head Start Project, which administers many child care centers for migrants. Started in 1974, by 2002 it operated 92 centers in 11 states. Though it helped to improve conditions in some areas, the need for more programs is urgent. Educational programs could lower illiteracy rates among migrant workers and their families. Outreach programs could also help to improve migrant workers' living conditions. Many workers live without running water or electricity. These necessary additions and minimal repairs to their homes would help to turn them from inadequate hovels into acceptable community housing. In 1960, a film about migrant workers aired on television. The film shocked the nation. Sadly, if the film were to be shown today, very little of it would seem out of date. And its title would be as apt today as it was then. The film is called Harvest of Shame.